Hello everyone, this is Kiran Kumar, an educator in chemistry, New Vision Institutions. Today we are going to discuss about different types of carbon atoms and different types of hydrogen atoms in the given organic structure. If you take the example of isopentane, the pentane molecular formula is C5H12, and iso here represents that in this given structure, how to read this one? CH3 bond, CH3 bond, CH2 bond, CH3. Okay, it is the structure of isopentane. In this case, at one end of the molecule, there is isopropyl group. CH3 bond, CH3 bond is called isopropyl group here. At one end of the structure, there should be isopropyl group. And the other end, it is CH3. This type of structure is called what? Iso. So we used iso to have what? Isopropyl group at one end, CH3 group at the other end. Okay. Now in this case, we can also say that the last but one carbon, that is second last. Okay, if we take this one as last carbon and it is second last, the last but one carbon has one methyl branch. If one methyl branch is present on the last but one carbon, that is also called iso. We use iso here. So isopentane C5H12 molecular formula can be written in this structure. And for this structure, we can write bond line structure. Bond line structure. In this bond line structure, also we can say CH3 here, bond CH3, bond CH2, bond CH3. It is isopentane. In this case, this carbon, if you observe, it is attached directly to how many other carbons? One. So it should be called 1 degree carbon. 1 degree carbon is nothing but primary carbon atom. And this carbon atom is directly attached to 1, 2, 3 carbons. As this carbon is attached directly to 3 other carbons, it is called 3 degree carbon. This 3 degree carbon is called tertiary carbon atom. It is primary carbon atom which is attached to only one other carbon. It is tertiary carbon atom as this carbon is attached to 3 other carbon atoms. And if you observe this carbon is attached to only 2 other carbons. On either side, this carbon is attached to one carbon this side, one carbon this side. So it should be called secondary carbon atom. So primary carbon atom, tertiary carbon atom, secondary carbon atom. And this carbon in turn is attached to only one other carbon. That's why it is also 1 degree carbon. That is primary carbon. So 1 degree carbon, nothing but primary carbon. 2 degree carbon, how to read? Secondary carbon. And 3 degree carbon is tertiary carbon. And 1 degree carbon again. So this carbon is also attached directly to how many other carbons? One carbon. So it also is called 1 degree carbon. So like this, we have to understand primary carbons, secondary carbons, tertiary carbons. Okay. And next one, if you observe this structure, in this case, a neohexane. So in this case, hex indicates how many carbons? C6. Ane has the general formula, alkane general formula is CnH2n plus 2. We have to double the number of carbons and add 2. So it is what? C6H14. C6H14 is the molecular formula of hexane. And here the N-hexane is not given. No N-hexane, it is neither N-hexane nor isohexane. What is this given here? Neohexane. So this neohexane structure, if you observe in this, see the last carbon, if you take this one, last but one, that is second last. The last but one carbon has how many methyl branches on it? 2 methyl branches. If there are 2 methyl branches on last but one carbon, we use the word neo. Neo indicates what here? The presence of 2 methyl branches on the last but one carbon, on second last carbon. Here, why we use iso? The last but one carbon has 1 methyl branch. So it is called iso here. So it is called neo. Formula is C6H14, hexane. Why it is called neo here? Because of this, okay, 2 methyl groups on last but one carbon. In this way, we can say neo. Or other way, here one end methyl branch is there. One end CH3 is there, and the other end this group completely. So this group is there. So this total group, what is this called here? It is tertiary butyl group. Tertiary butyl. Here this group is called what? Isopropyl group at one end. Here at one end, what is that? This group is called what? Tertiary butyl group. Tertiary butyl group, if it is one end, if it is at one end, and the other end CH3 if it is present, that is called what? Neo. We use the word. So neohexane, why we said here, in the hexane structure, at one end of the structure there is tertiary butyl group and the other end CH3 is present. So this is called neohexane. So isohexane, isopentane and neohexane, we have taken examples here. In this case, this carbon directly attached to only one carbon, so it is 1 degree carbon. This carbon is attached to how many other carbons? You check it. So around it 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. So this carbon is attached directly to 4 other carbons. So it should be called 4 degree carbon atom. This 4 degree carbon is nothing but quaternary. Quaternary carbon is the carbon which is attached to 4 other carbons directly in the given organic structure. So this carbon is called quaternary carbon or 4 degree carbon we say. And this carbon is attached to only one carbon, right? So it is 1 degree carbon. This carbon is also attached to only one carbon, so 1 degree carbon. Here this carbon is directly attached to 2 other carbons, so it must be taken as secondary carbon atom, and this carbon is primary carbon atom. In this way we have to identify primary carbon atoms, secondary carbon atoms, tertiary carbon atoms and quaternary carbon atoms. So here in this case, what we have, which type of carbon atoms we have? 1 degree primary there, 2 degree secondary carbons there, and 3 degree tertiary carbons there, but no 4 degree carbons here. But in neohexane, we have 4 degree also. So 4 degree is there, 2 degree is there, and 1 degree there. But 3 degree is not there here. 3 degree structure, 3 degree carbon is not available in this case. Okay. So in this way, we have to identify what? Different types of carbon atoms in the given structure. Okay. Next thing what we have to understand is that different types of hydrogen atoms. Okay. If the hydrogen atom is attached to primary carbon atom, that hydrogens are called primary hydrogens. If hydrogen atoms are attached to secondary carbon atom, that is called secondary hydrogen. If the hydrogen atoms are attached to tertiary carbon atom, that hydrogens are called tertiary hydrogens, 3 degree hydrogens. But if you take 4 degree carbon, already this carbon has 4 bonds around it, and the carbon is tetravalent atom. Carbon is tetravalent, it forms only 4 bonds maximum. Already this carbon has 4 bonds around it, so there is no chance for the hydrogen to be present on 4 degree carbon. So the 4 degree hydrogens are not available. Okay, we have different types of hydrogens. What? 3 types. What are they? Primary hydrogens, 1 degree hydrogens, secondary hydrogens or 2 degree hydrogens, tertiary hydrogens or 3 degree hydrogens. That's all. 4 degree hydrogens are not available. And next thing what we have to understand is that in isopentane, 3 degree, 2 degree carbons available, 1 degree carbons available. So here these 3 hydrogens present on 1 degree carbon are called primary hydrogen atoms, and this 1 hydrogen present on 3 degree carbon is called tertiary hydrogen, and the 2 hydrogens present on 2 degree carbon are called secondary hydrogens. So in this way, how many hydrogens of primary type, secondary hydrogens, tertiary hydrogens, they will ask you to find out sometimes, and they may ask you sometimes which type of carbon atoms are available in the given structure. How many primary carbons, how many secondary carbons, how many tertiary carbons, and how many quaternary carbons. So in this way, we have to identify hydrogen atoms and carbon atoms. And sometimes we can also classify the carbon atoms in the form of alpha carbons, beta carbons, gamma carbons, and delta carbon atoms. Okay, alpha, beta, delta. So alpha carbons, what? Sometimes functional groups are present. Sometimes there will be functional groups present in the given structure. When there are functional groups, what we have to understand is that the functional group attaches to one of the carbons, right? So the carbon atom which bears the functional group on it is taken as alpha carbon atom. Alpha carbon atom. And the carbon which is directly attached to the alpha carbon must be taken as what? Beta carbon atom. So alpha carbon atom, beta carbon atom, gamma carbon atom, and delta carbon atom. So like this, different types of hydrogens, carbons we can take. So carbons, how we can classify? Different types of carbons we can classify like what? Primary carbons, secondary carbons, tertiary carbons, and quaternary carbons. Okay, and hydrogens, how we can classify? Hydrogens are of different types: primary hydrogens, secondary hydrogens, tertiary hydrogens. Okay, carbon atoms we can also classify in the form of alpha carbon, beta carbon, delta carbon, gamma carbon. Like this, different types of carbons we can say. So that all we will discuss now. So if you take classification of carbon atoms in the organic compounds, the carbon atoms in alkane molecule may be classified as what? Primary carbons, secondary carbons, tertiary carbons, and quaternary carbon atoms. And the carbon atoms in an organic compound containing functional group can be designated as alpha, beta, gamma, and delta carbon atoms. So what is alpha carbon here? The carbon to which the functional group is attached directly is called alpha carbon atom. And the carbon which is directly attached to beta carbon is called gamma carbon. The carbon which is attached to alpha carbon is called beta carbon. And the carbon which is attached to gamma carbon should be taken as delta carbon. So like this, we can classify different types of carbon atoms. For example, you take this structure. In this structure, you take this carbon. This carbon is directly attached to only one carbon, right? So it is 1 degree carbon. And this carbon attached directly to 2 other carbons. So it should be 2 degree carbon or secondary carbon. And this carbon directly attached to 2 other carbons directly. That's why it is what? 2 other carbons up and down plus left, right, 2 carbons. Totally, this carbon is attached to 4 carbons. So it must be taken as what? 4 degree carbon atom or quaternary carbon atom. And this carbon, if you observe, directly attached to how many carbons? 1 carbon this side, 1 carbon downwards, 1 carbon right side. So this carbon totally attached to 3 other carbons. So it must be taken as 3 degree carbon or tertiary carbon atom. And this carbon attached to only 1 carbon, so it is primary carbon. This carbon attached to 1 carbon, that's why primary carbon. This is also primary carbon. This one also is primary carbon. So how many primary carbons here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons are of primary type. So in this way, they ask the questions here. Yeah, all types of carbons available here: primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary carbon atoms. Right. Now, if you observe this structure now here, in this case, first one you check this one. In this case, OH is the functional group here. OH group is what? OH group is the functional group. This functional group is directly attached to this carbon. So this carbon is taken as what? Alpha carbon atom. And to this alpha carbon, what is attached directly? This carbon. So it must be called beta carbon. And to this carbon, what is attached? This one. So it is taken as gamma carbon. And to the gamma carbon, whatever is attached is called delta carbon. So in this way, we use the Greek alphabets to indicate what? Alpha, beta, delta, gamma carbons. Okay. And here, the CHO is the functional group. CHO is aldehyde functional group. So it is aldehyde functional group here. So this aldehyde functional group is directly attached to this carbon. So it is taken as what? Alpha carbon. It is beta carbon, gamma carbon, and delta carbon. So on which carbon there is methyl branch here? The methyl branch is present on gamma carbon. Are you getting? So it is gamma methyl compound. Gamma methyl compound. On the gamma carbon atom, there is one methyl branch. And the functional group CHO is attached. The aldehyde group is attached to this carbon. So it is taken as alpha carbon. So we can classify the carbon atoms in the form of alpha, beta, gamma, delta. Otherwise, primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary carbon atoms. Next, the classification of hydrogen atoms in organic compounds. So the hydrogen atoms in an organic compound may be classified as what? Primary, secondary, and tertiary. That's all. There is no quaternary hydrogen atom. If you observe this structure, in this CH3 bond, CH3 taken twice, bond CH3 bond CH2 bond CH3. So in this structure now, here this carbon is directly attached to 4 other carbons, so it is 4-degree carbon and no hydrogens here. Already carbon has got 4 bonds around it, so there is no possibility for another bond here. That's why 4-degree carbon cannot bear hydrogen on it. So 4-degree hydrogens are not possible to exist. And next thing what we have to understand is that, and 4-degree carbon is 1 here, and this carbon is directly attached to 3 other carbons directly. So it must be called what? 3-degree carbon or tertiary carbon atom. So like this we have primary carbons, secondary carbons, tertiary carbon atom and quaternary carbon atom. Okay, so the hydrogens present on the respective carbons are called primary, secondary, tertiary hydrogen atoms. And the name of this structure is what? 2,2,3 trimethyl pentane. In this case, we cannot say alpha carbon, beta carbon, gamma carbon. The reason is that there is no functional group in this structure. If the functional group is present, then only we can say alpha carbon, beta carbon, gamma carbon and delta carbon. That point we have to understand. And if you take this structure here, the CHO aldehyde group is attached to this carbon directly, right? So it is called alpha carbon and this is called beta. Only alpha, beta there here. No gamma carbon, delta carbon in this case. And while giving numbering, suppose when we are giving numbering to the carbon atoms, we have to give number 1 to this carbon. CHO carbon should be allotted first position, number 1 carbon, number 2 carbon, number 3 carbon we say here. While giving numbering that we are going to study in nomenclature rules. Okay, so here when you give number 1 to this number 1 carbon and number 2 carbon. Now number 2 carbon is taken as what here? Alpha carbon. So don't confuse that. Alpha carbon need not to be always first carbon. Here it is first carbon, it is second carbon, it is third carbon. So don't confuse that. The second carbon is beta carbon here. The second carbon in this example is what? Taken as alpha carbon. And this is what now here? Beta carbon. Okay, atom 1 is nothing but the carbon of functional group, and atom 2 is what? Alpha atom. Atom 3 is what? Carbon atom is beta carbon atom. That point keep in mind. Next, in this example, a bond CO bond. This group is what? Ketone group. Bond CO bond is what? Ketone functional group. This functional group carbon is given as alpha here in this case. Here this CHO carbon is not allotted alpha, remember. The CHO is chain terminating functional group we say. Chain terminating functional group nothing but the functional group which contains carbon, okay, is possible if it is possible to be present at the end of the chain. If CHO is possible to be present at the end of the chain, that can be taken as what? Chain terminating functional group here. Then CO group, bond C double bond O, bond CO bond is what now here? Not chain terminating group it is. It is not the chain terminating group. It must be present inside the chain. It should not be at the end of the chain. It cannot be chain terminating group. In this case, in the case of C double bond O, that is ketone group, we have to allot alpha carbon to that carbon only. So the C double bond O carbon, ketone group carbon itself is taken as what here? Alpha carbon, and the other carbons attached to alpha carbon are called beta carbons. So here how many beta carbons is check it? 2 beta carbons. Because the carbon which is directly attached to alpha must be taken as beta. So total beta carbons, how many are there here? 2 beta carbons there. And we can say that how many beta hydrogens in this? On this beta carbon, 3 hydrogens. On this beta carbon, 3 hydrogens. So totally how many beta hydrogens? 6 beta hydrogens there. So the hydrogen atoms present on beta carbon can be called beta hydrogens. So we can classify the hydrogen atoms also in the form of alpha hydrogens, beta hydrogens, gamma hydrogens, delta hydrogens, and so on. So in this case, the C double bond O carbon itself is taken as what? Alpha carbon, and here it is beta carbon. It is also beta carbon. In this case, how many beta hydrogens available? 3 beta hydrogens available on beta carbon, and 2 alpha hydrogens present on alpha carbon atom. And this hydrogen of CHO group is neither alpha carbon, neither alpha hydrogen, nor alpha beta hydrogen. It cannot be taken as alpha hydrogen, beta hydrogen, this hydrogen of CHO group. So it is bond CHO. It is simply the functional group of aldehyde, that's all. So these things we have to understand. And next thing is that hydrocarbon groups. Hydrocarbon groups indicates that from hydrocarbon molecule, if you remove one hydrogen atom, from hydrocarbon molecule, if you remove one hydrogen atom, we get hydrocarbon group. If one hydrogen atom is taken out from a hydrocarbon molecule, the group left over is called what? Hydrocarbon group. There are mainly three classes of hydrocarbon groups, namely acyclic hydrocarbon group. Acyclic hydrocarbon groups indicates what? In the name itself, it is there clearly. Acyclic means non-cyclic, no cyclic structure here. This is one type of group. And alicyclic hydrocarbon groups. So acyclic hydrocarbon groups, alicyclic hydrocarbon groups, and aromatic benzenoid hydrocarbon groups. So what is hydrocarbon group here? When hydrogen atom is removed, taken out from the molecule, the group left over, whatever the group left over after removal of hydrogen atom is called what? Hydrocarbon group. And these hydrocarbon groups are mainly of how many types? Three types. What are they? Acyclic hydrocarbon group, alicyclic hydrocarbon group, and aromatic benzenoid hydrocarbon group. A benzenoid compounds we discussed in classification of organic compounds, different types of compounds, benzenoids, non-benzenoids. Okay, the derivatives of benzene can be called benzenoid. If benzene type of structure is present, that is called benzenoid, otherwise non-benzenoid structures. Okay, so three types of hydrocarbon groups we have to understand. Next, alkyl group, alkenyl group, and alkynyl group. These three are called what? Acyclic hydrocarbon groups. Here HC stands for hydrocarbon you take. So how many acyclic hydrocarbon groups here? Alkyl group. Alkyl group is obtained by the removal of one hydrogen from alkane molecule. From alkane, if you remove one hydrogen, the group left over is called alkyl. And how do we get alkenyl here? Alkene molecule minus one hydrogen. So alkene minus one hydrogen gives alkenyl. And alkynyl, how we get this group? By the removal of one hydrogen atom from alkyne molecule. So alkyne minus one hydrogen is alkynyl. Alkene minus one hydrogen is alkenyl. Alkane minus one hydrogen is alkyl. So different types of groups of what? Which type here? Acyclic. Acyclic hydrocarbon groups. Acyclic means non-cyclic. And different alkyl groups. Different alkyl groups are normal alkyl group. Normal alkyl group is represented as small n. N-pentane we say. N-pentane, N-butane, small n hyphen. The small n indicates what here? Normal. So N-pentane, N-butane, N-hexane, these all come under normal alkyl groups. And secondary alkyl group. Secondary alkyl group. If you remove hydrogen atom from secondary carbon of alkane molecule, if hydrogen is removed from secondary carbon atom, in that case we say secondary alkyl group. And tertiary alkyl group meaning what? Tertiary alkyl group indicates what? The removal of hydrogen occurs from tertiary carbon. From 3-degree carbon, if you remove hydrogen atom, that is called, the alkyl group formed is called tertiary alkyl group. And next one is iso-alkyl group. We discussed isopentane. And next one is what? Neo-alkyl group. Neo-alkyl group means what here? From neo-alkane, one hydrogen is removed. From iso-alkane, if you remove hydrogen, that is called iso-alkyl group. So iso-alkyl group, neo-alkyl group. So these are different types of alkyl groups. So first we have to understand that the hydrocarbon groups are three types: acyclic, alicyclic, aromatic. Again, acyclic hydrocarbons are of different types like alkyl, alkenyl, alkynyl. Again, these alkyl groups are different types. What are they? Normal alkyl, secondary alkyl, tertiary alkyl, iso-alkyl, neo-alkyl, different types of groups that they are going to discuss. And the first type is what? Acyclic hydrocarbon groups, means non-cyclic hydrocarbon groups. In this example, if you take the molecule of propane, CH3 bond, CH2 bond, CH3, propane. How many carbon atoms in these? 3 carbons are there. 2 terminal CH3 groups are there. In between, CH2 group is present. Suppose if you remove hydrogen from this carbon, we get this structure here. So removal of hydrogen from any terminal carbon. From terminal carbon, if you remove hydrogen, we get this type of structure called CH3, CH2, CH2 free bond. Now this free bond is on which carbon? The terminal carbon. That is, the removal of hydrogen has taken place from this terminal carbon. From this carbon or from this carbon, anyone. From any terminal carbon, if you remove one hydrogen atom, the group obtained is what here? N-propyl. N-propyl, when we say is that the free bond is present on terminal carbon atom. This is N-propyl, and without any branch it is. No branch, no side branch on this structure here. Next, if you remove hydrogen from the middle carbon, from the propane molecule, hydrogen is removed, suppose, from the middle carbon. Here CH2 carbon has lost one hydrogen, imagine. Then we get CH3 bond, CH bond, CH3. That means what? The middle carbon CH2 has lost one hydrogen and became what? CH. The removal of hydrogen is shown in the form of free bond here. This free bond is on last carbon or last but one carbon? On the last but one carbon it is there. So we have given the special name here, isopropyl group. Isopropyl group it is. So isopropyl group is obtained by the removal of hydrogen from middle carbon. N-propyl, normal propyl group is obtained by removal of hydrogen from any one terminal carbon. So in this way we have to understand normal alkyl is obtained here, isoalkyl group is obtained, because this propane is nothing but alkane. Alkane minus one hydrogen, what is it? It is alkyl group. And second example, N-butane, normal butane. When we say normal, if there are no branches, in the given structure, that is called N-normal compound. So normal alkane it is, N-alkane. From this N-butane, suppose if you remove hydrogen from the terminal carbon, this carbon or this terminal carbon, if you remove one hydrogen, we get N-butyl, this one, N-butyl we get. Here free bond is located on the terminal carbon. This free bond shows for the removal of one hydrogen atom from terminal carbon. So N-butyl is obtained here. And if you remove hydrogen from this CH2 carbon or this CH2 carbon, these two are equivalent carbons. If you get numbering from this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. If you get numbering this side, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. So these two carbons we take as equivalent carbons, and these terminal carbons also equivalent. If you remove one hydrogen from terminal carbons, we get N-butyl. If you remove hydrogen from any one of these CH2 carbons, we get secondary butyl here. Here secondary butyl, why? This carbon directly attached to how many carbons? One here, one here. This carbon directly attached to one carbon this side, one carbon this side. So this carbon is called 2-degree carbon. 2-degree meaning what? Secondary carbon. On the secondary carbon, the free bond is there. The free bond is located on the secondary carbon. So it must be called secondary butyl. This group is called secondary butyl. We should not say here isobutyl. Iso, whenever iso is there, the condition is that at one end isopropyl group should be there. At one end this group is called isopropyl. If this isopropyl group is present at one end, then only we say isobutyl. But here at any end, this end or this end, there is no isopropyl group available. That's why this group cannot be called isobutyl. We simply say secondary butyl or secondary alkyl it is, because the free bond is located on secondary carbon, 2-degree carbon. That point keep in mind. The same structure, how to write this way also we can write here. We have removed hydrogen from one CH2. From this CH2, we removed hydrogen and we got CH free bond here. So this is also secondary butyl. Why we cannot say this one as isobutyl? At one end, at any end, there is no isopropyl group of this type. This type of isopropyl group is not present here at any end. So it is called simply secondary butyl. And next one here, next last example what we have taken is that we have taken what? Isobutane. Isobutane. You observe this, why we used iso here? Why iso is used here? At one end, this group is there, you observe. This group is what now here? Isopropyl group here. What is isopropyl? So this group here, this isopropyl group is present here. At one end of the chain of the structure, if isopropyl is present, then only it is called iso. We can use here. Isobutane it is. Isobutane. From this here, we can remove hydrogen from this carbon. Suppose if you remove this hydrogen, one of the hydrogens here, we get the structure like this here. Okay, in this one hydrogen is removed from the terminal right side carbon here. Then we got isobutyl. Again, iso why we is there? At one end, what is there? Isopropyl group is. This is isopropyl group here. Isopropyl group is there, and here the other end CH2 bond is there. The bond CH2 should be at one end. The other end CH3 taken twice should be there. CH3 taken twice, and it is CH2. This is called isobutyl. And if you remove hydrogen from this carbon, the CH is there now here. The CH carbon is tertiary carbon here. What is this tertiary carbon? Why? This carbon directly attached to 1, 2, 3 carbons. So it is called tertiary carbon. From this tertiary carbon, this tertiary hydrogen is removed. The tertiary hydrogen is removed. Then we get this type of structure. Here it is called what now here? Tertiary butyl group. Why it is called tertiary butyl? The free bond is located on 3-degree carbon. On 3-degree carbon, the free bond is there. So it is called tertiary butyl group. So tertiary butyl group, isobutyl group, secondary butyl group, normal butyl group, isopropyl, and N-propyl. N-propyl means normal propyl. So these are different types of acyclic hydrocarbon groups. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching.